Hello everyone, and welcome back to Movies Recap Repo. Today, we're diving into a story about a unique and terrifying prison, where your survival depends entirely on what floor you wake up on. In a vertical prison known as the Pit, inmates are housed two to a floor, with hundreds of levels stacked one on top of the other. At the very top, level 0, a magnificent feast is prepared daily by a team of elite chefs. This grand banquet is then placed on a stone platform that descends through the center of the structure, stopping for a few minutes on each level. The rule is simple: you can eat as much as you want while the platform is on your floor. However, the prisoners at the top get to eat first, indulging in the lavish spread. By the time the platform reaches the middle levels, the feast is reduced to messy leftovers and scraps. For those on the lower levels, the platform arrives completely empty, just a cold, barren slab of stone. They are left to starve, a grim reality that repeats day after day in this brutal system. Our story begins with a man named Goring, who voluntarily enters the pit. Newcomers are allowed to bring one item with them. Goring, being a reader, chooses a copy of the book Don Quixote. He wakes up on level 48 with an old man named Trimagesi. Trimagesi is a cynical veteran of the pit, and his chosen item was a self-sharpening knife. He quickly explains the harsh rules to the naive Goring. There's no rationing of food, and any attempt to hoard it results in the room becoming unbearably hot or freezing cold, a punishment meant to kill. The first month is a lesson in survival for Goring. He initially refuses to eat the leftovers, disgusted by the sight. But as hunger gnaws at him, Trimagesi warns him that principles won't fill his stomach. Eventually, Goring gives in, joining the grim ritual of feasting on what remains. He learns that the prisoners are randomly reassigned to a new level each month. One month you could be on a high level, enjoying plenty of food, and the next you could wake up on a level so low that starvation is almost certain. This constant uncertainty fuels the desperation and cruelty of the inmates. Trimagesi callously reveals that when he was on a lower level before, he and his cellmate were forced to eat strips of flesh from a person who had fallen down the central shaft. This is the dark reality of survival in the lower depths. As the end of the month approaches, Trimagesi ties Goring to his bed. He explains that they have been assigned to level 171, a floor where the platform will surely arrive empty. Trimagesi intends to carve off pieces of Goring's flesh to sustain them both until the next reassignment. Just as he is about to make the first cut, a woman named Miharu, who rides the platform down each month searching for her child, arrives and attacks Trimagesi. In the ensuing struggle, Goring helps Miharu, and Trimagesi is killed. Miharu then tends to Goring's wounds and feeds him a piece of Trimagesi's flesh, forcing him to confront the ultimate taboo to survive. She stays with him for the rest of the month, and Goring learns she's been searching for her lost daughter in the pit for years, a seemingly impossible quest. She departs, and the next month begins. Goring wakes up on level 33. His new cellmate is a woman named Imagiri, the very administration official who interviewed him before he entered the pit. She is filled with guilt and a misguided sense of idealism. She brought her dog with her, hoping to prove that her ideals could work. Imagiri believes in spontaneous solidarity. She tries to carefully ration her own food and then persuades the prisoners on the level below them to do the same, hoping the message will travel down. Her efforts are met with mockery and refusal. The men below ignore her pleas, continuing to gorge themselves. Goring, now jaded and cynical, tells her that her methods are useless. He argues that the only language the people in the pit understand is fear and force. Imagiri reveals more about the system. There are 200 levels in total. She also reveals that she has cancer and this is her last month. Over time, Goring's conversations with the ghost of Trimagesi, a hallucination brought on by trauma and guilt, intensify. The old man's cynical voice constantly reminds him of the brutal nature of the pit. At the end of the month, Goring wakes up to find that Imagiri has taken her own life. He has been reassigned to level 202, a floor that she claimed didn't exist. This discovery is a shock. It means the administration has been lying and that there are more people starving in the depths than anyone knew. His cellmate this time is Bahara, a man whose chosen item was a rope. His dream is to climb up to the higher levels with the help of the people above. He tries to convince the couple on level 201 to let him climb up, but they cruelly trick him and he falls, his rope lost. Goring convinces the disillusioned Bahara of a new plan. They will ride the platform all the way down to the bottom. Along the way, they will enforce rationing, using force to ensure that everyone from a certain level downwards gets a portion of food. Their goal is to protect one pristine, untouched dish, upon Nakata, and send it back to the top on the ascending platform. This will be their message to the administration on level 0. They believe this single, perfect dish will signify that the people below have not lost their humanity and that they are capable of solidarity. It will be a symbol of defiance. They begin their perilous descent. Armed with makeshift weapons, they fight off hungry and desperate prisoners on each level, distributing food but protecting the Pun Nakata. Their journey is violent and bloody. They are forced to fight and injure many people to enforce their plan, becoming the very monsters they sought to overcome. Along the way, they encounter a wise man who tells them that the message needs a messenger, not just a symbol. This plants a seed of doubt in their minds. Finally, they arrive at the very bottom, level 333, far deeper than anyone had ever imagined. The platform comes to a halt in the pitch-black darkness. There, under a bed, they find a small, frightened child, Miharu's daughter. She has somehow survived alone in the absolute depths of the pit. Goring realizes the truth. The child is the real message. She is the living proof of hope and innocence surviving in this hellscape. He gives the pristine Pun Nakata to the starving girl, understanding that her survival is more important than any symbolic gesture. Goring is severely wounded from the journey down. Knowing he won't survive the trip back up, he makes a final decision. He places the child on the platform. Bahara, who also died during their descent, appears as a ghostly apparition alongside Trimagesi. Goring decides to get off the platform, choosing to stay behind in the darkness. He tells Bahara that the messenger, the child, must ascend alone. As the platform rises with the child on it, Goring walks away into the shadows with the ghost of Trimagesi, his journey complete. The innocent girl is the true message, sent back to the top to expose the systems in humanity. Thank you for watching this recap on Movies Recap Repo. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. See you in the next one.